Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. Where we at? Number 272. There we go. For this Thursday, March 5th, I'm your host, Rod, here in cloudy Philadelphia. Do we have the... I don't know if... Oh, we have the Philadelphia cam. What's going on, everybody? Good morning to you. We are here in rainy Philadelphia today. But I'm here with some of my good friends in the chat. I appreciate you being here, Aaron. We got Dr. Ling. I wasn't gonna do a live stream today. If you know, we do this 10 a.m. to kind of whenever, but today is a weird day. I felt really bad after I started getting the show together this morning, and I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna do the show today. Take a little nap before I do it, and it put me down. So I really appreciate you guys for being here. I'm really late today, but I'm feeling better than I was an hour or two ago. Feeling a lot better than I was an hour or two ago. Midge, how's it going? Good morning. Yeah, I got the coffee out. You know, it's a different day when I got the actual coffee cup instead of the coffee mug. I mean, container. You know how I do it. AKA the thermos. But I appreciate you guys for being here. Today we're going to be talking about some more Apple stuff. PC World reports. Can I trust PC World now? Considering what we talked about the other day with the AI article. We'll see. We'll see. But they've talked about AI or OpenAI launching native Windows apps for their Codex app. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today. But mostly we're going to talk about Apple. There's a lot of people talking about the new laptops that we were talking about. Lucky for me, both my regular meetings were canceled today. No doubt. I appreciate that. Big up to meetings being canceled today. You know what I'm saying? Get the applause for canceled meetings. But there's been a lot of talk about the new Apple products that came out. We talked about it yesterday. And there's not, I mean, I can't say more than I said yesterday, but today I'm clipping clips. Because I realized what I was saying yesterday is the sentiment of a lot of people when it comes to the new MacBook Neo. Now, let's get up to the actual day's holidays before we jump into the tech news. But we got World Book Day happening today. Today was a weird day for holidays. I went to go search up holidays today, and it was like 3 holidays. And I'm like, what the hell? Usually I get a list of holidays. I get to choose the top 3 I want to pick from. There were 3 today. We got World Book Day today, National Absinthe Day. If you don't know what absinthe is, oh boy. You didn't spend enough time in college if you don't know what absinthe is. National Cheese Doodle Day. That's list right there lets you know where the holidays stand for the day. There are none. So we'll skip right into the tech news. As you could tell today by the Indiana shirt, big up to Indiana in the national title. You know what I'm saying? Coach and quarterback both need help, but listen, they did it. They pulled it out. Big up to them. But I got the mauve on today. We got the Indiana shirt. Listen, today is the day we clipping clips. We putting clips out there today. If you guys want to be in the clips today, I mean, you're doing the right thing. You're in the chat already, so I appreciate that. But more Apple talk. MacBook Neo. So let me bring up this. Can we bring up the MacBook Neo? Oh boy. Oh, can we bring up the MacBook Neo? We can. The MacBook Neo has been talked about lately. Obviously after being released yesterday, and there's been a lot of information that's come out with everyone starting to talk about it and everyone getting their opinions out about the new MacBook Neo. Now, I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. The MacBook Neo is the return of the MacBook. They should have just called it the MacBook, but I think Apple's on their name branding kick where nothing's the thing anymore. Like, is there just an iPad now, or do we just have? Matter of fact, let's check it out. I'm not sure if we just have an iPad. Oh, we do. That I debunked my own self. So we have an iPad here. So my thought was that they were just going with the naming conventions. They don't want there to be a baseline MacBook. They're just the MacBook is the brand, and then they have like little things behind the brand name to signify what model in that brand it is. Like the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Air, and then the MacBook Neo. But there is no MacBook in the lineup. So that led me to believe that they were trying to go with a different naming scheme. But the iPad still has just a regular iPad. So we get a regular iPad here, and then we get the iPad Pro, the Air, the Mini. Yeah, but they're not doing that with the MacBooks, apparently. Because as you can see here, there's no MacBook in the lineup anymore. Neo is the chosen one. Maybe that's why they named it Neo. It does sound like, so a lot of people were saying the Neo sounds like a code name, and it does sound like a code name. But let's talk about some of I'm buying this MacBook Neo. I mean, it's a really good buy. It's hard not to buy something like this, especially if you're in the market for a laptop or a new computer of any kind, to be honest with you. Now, a lot of people are making the MacBook argument. They're saying the Neo is like it's like the Chromebook, right? And that, to me, that's underselling the MacBook Neo a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's underselling the MacBook Neo a little bit for a few reasons, in my opinion. I don't think Apple is coming at the Chromebook with this thing. I think Apple just had a lot of those A series chips laying around. You know what I mean? And they're like, what can we do with these chips, right? We can't put them in flagship phones. We already got the 17E. I think the 17E has a is it the 17E has a M series chip in it? I'm almost certain. What do we got here? Let's look at some of the stats. I'm almost certain. No, they don't talk about that here. Apple doesn't make it easy just to see their stats page anymore. Like, just give me the stats page, bro. Just give me the stats page. Watch the film. I can watch the film. Explorer, maybe. No, no. Yeah, they don't give you a way to just look at the stats at all for these things. Does anybody know if we got the M series chip in the iPhone 17e? I can't remember. We went over this a few days ago, but I can't remember if it has the M series chip in it or not. Chromebooks were useless after 3 months. Yeah, Chromebooks were like I said, I don't think they're coming out the Chromebooks with this. A lot of people see the price and they're just like, oh, they're coming out the Chromebooks. I don't see that being the thing. Although a byproduct of them coming out with this could be that. I can't believe this. Let's look at. Let's look at the iPhone 17e processor. I should have just looked. I don't know why I went to Apple's page thinking I would find stats. It's so hard just to find pure stats on Apple's sites now. It used to be prominent. Now it's you got to dig for it. A19 chip. Okay, so we got the A19 chip in the we got the A19 chip in the new in the iPhone 17e. Let's see what we got. I think it's 19. What processor they got in this thing? I mean, it's a cell phone processor, but I'm just trying to see what generation tech specs. There we go. Okay. A18. A19. Okay, so as far as the iPhone E goes, this chip is not as powerful as the one that's in the new iPhone. But like I mentioned before yesterday, it really doesn't matter because the iPhone chips, the A series chips, were as powerful or more powerful than a lot of laptop chips out there that were on the market. They were literally better than a lot of laptop chips. So them going with a cell phone chip doesn't bother me. I mean, because their chips have always been good. They've literally always been overpowered for what they were doing. Not even the 17 Pro has M series. Okay. All right, no doubt. 17 Pro doesn't have. For some reason, I thought the iPhones moved to the M series chips already, but they haven't done that. They're still rocking the A series chips. Another note, I bought stickers for my Remarkable. I'm having so much fun, but like Supernote, it's just clip art, LOL. Yeah. It ain't just clip art with Remarkable or with Supernote. I think their stickers are super helpful. Now I use those stickers as templates, but that's just me. Maybe look for the compare button. Oh, the compare button. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Other link. MacBook Neo has the same chip as last year's iPhones. Yeah. But again, like I said, I think that them doing that is not a big deal. I don't think that, and a lot of people are looking at that like, oh, that's the price plus them putting a cell phone chip in the computer means they're coming after the Chromebook. I don't think so. First of all, this thing runs full Mac OS, right? This thing runs full. Chromebooks don't run a full operating system. So that's the first thing about this is better. Full operating system. Man, it's all clip. No. Now the Power 16 Pro was a hell of a device. No, the iPhone 16 Pro was a hell of a device. Really? I'm gonna have to take a look at those. But I think that this is. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that this is gonna keep the heat down, right? You don't need internal fans with a computer like this. And it's going to enable a whole lot of other things, right? So my thing is this. Chromebooks don't run a full operating system. Chromebooks don't have the keyboard this has. It doesn't have the screen this has. It doesn't have the computing power this has. Like, Chromebooks don't even compare in this realm. So people comparing these things to Chromebooks is like laughable. It's like, why are we comparing this to a Chromebook? Other than the price being way cheaper than what Apple normally charges, this thing murders Chromebooks. I didn't say it was like, I said it was coming after Chromebooks. Oh, no, not you, Mitch. People. Like, I've been reading all over the internet. Everyone's talking about this thing going after Chromebooks. That's one of the first thing reviewers, like I've been all over YouTube, been all over the Reddits and looking at what everyone has to say about this. And the consensus is, at least from what I've read and seen, is that people wholeheartedly think this is coming after Chromebooks. They're like, oh, this is coming after Chromebooks. I'm like, I mean, I don't even remember if you said that, not Mitch, but if you did say it, that's not what I'm implying right here. People and the internet as a whole, it basically feels like this thing is coming after Chromebooks. I don't personally feel that way. I think this thing murders Chromebooks. Chromebooks can't even hold a candle to this thing, period. This is going to be big in the education market because of the price. But again, this murders Chromebooks. In order for this to be a Chromebook competitor, they would have had to have given this iOS. If this thing came with iOS or iPad OS, okay, then I'd be like, yeah, this is definitely coming for Chromebooks. No file structure, no real IO input no universal IO input, right? Yeah, but this thing has a full-blown operating system. It's a full-blown computer. The only thing people can say about this is that it comes with a cell phone chip, but that ain't, again, that's not saying much to me because Apple's cell phone chips have been murdering the market for a long time as far as specs go. They've been overperforming for cell phones. Like this is the chips Apple's been putting in their cell phones has been overkill for cell phones for a long time, in my opinion. iPad is more functional than a Chromebook. Actually, the iPad is way more functional than a Chromebook. You're right. But in order for this to be a Chromebook-like thing, it would have to have iOS. But this thing has Mac OS. And yeah, murders. There's a little difference between the A and the M series chips. I looked into that. I remember you saying that yesterday, Mitch, and I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's just they're underclocked essentially, right, for thermals, and they're made for small devices, but and the A series chips don't scale like the M series chips do. So that's what I took away from my little research that I did on that. But I agree. I just don't think this is a Chromebook competitor right here. This blows Chromebooks out of the water. Chromebooks are plastic. This thing is metal. Chromebooks don't have a full OS. This has a full operating system. Works seamlessly with the iPhones that the students who this is clearly aimed at. It already works seamlessly with your iPhone that these students already have. And it costs less than your iPhone. I love this. Yeah, Chromebook killer. Absolutely. This is definitely a Chromebook killer. The premium build, and then people were like, oh, well, the Chromebooks are plastic, so they're going to be more durable. I don't think so. I think MacBooks have been superior in the durability department, even though they're made of metal. You could drop a Chromebook and it might not affect it because it's like, it's plastic, so you can pick it up and it's probably going to be dented or maybe cracked, but it's going to be still usable. But the metal in this may get dent. All those things may Panos Panay. Oh, snap. I know you're not the real Panos Panay, but man, just your name being Panos Panay, good morning to you. If the chat here knows how I feel about Panos Panay, it's my guy. I'm still using M1 and continuing to work hard. No doubt. The M1 chip is excellent. And if you're comparing the M1 chip to the A19 chip, like Mitch was just saying, there's very little difference. And when you compare those two, it's very little difference, if any. The H series, the A19 chip might come out on head when you compare it to the M1. You know what I'm saying? So the A series chips aren't slouches. The A series chip are not slouches. All right. So again, I think the MacBook Neo is the best deal in computing right now. I'll say it. I said it yesterday and I'll say it again for the clip because these are definitely getting clipped out for YouTube Shorts. It's financially irresponsible right now for anyone to buy a PC laptop when there is a $600 MacBook on the market. I don't care if it has Neo in the name. I don't care if it comes in the colors. It's an aluminum body MacBook with a full operating system on it. And then what else people were talking about? The processor. We talked about that to nauseam. Ports. Really, who cares about what I mean, you got one USB-C 3 port on here and a USB-C 2 port on here. Who cares if they're 2 or 3? 90% of people buying this don't even know what that means. And they're only going to be using those ports to probably charge the MacBook. That's all. Somewhat related, I just wanted to see what a MacBook Pro would cost. $7K. Ooh, wow. Well, to be honest with you, that's not too much different from last year. Maxing out a MacBook Pro. Yeah. That tracks, Dr. Ling. It is face melting, but that definitely tracks. I mean, and the prices have gone up too. You got to consider, and this is $600 in the face of the great ramification we're going through right now. I mean, it's even more impressive when you look at that. And honestly, it's one of the sentiments that everyone on the internet has that I absolutely agree with is that only Apple could have done this, right? Controlling the pipeline, right? Controlling the hardware, controlling the software, controlling how things work together. They can squeeze out every bit of performance out of that A18 chip. And they're going to do it. So who cares about the ports? That's one of the knocks people are talking about. I don't care about the ports, and the people buying this will not care about the ports. I don't even know. You say USB 2.0 and 3.0 to them, they'll be like, what the hell is that? Is that a sandwich? Trackpad is not haptic. Who gives a crap? People act like that haptic trackpad was the bee's knees. I'd almost rather my trackpad not be haptic on my MacBook Pro right now. It's not finicky, right? But it does things that I don't anticipate because it's mechanical. Because it's not just mechanical. It has the haptic feedback. The mechanical trackpad, I would love to go back to that. To be honest with you, for my MacBook Pro. So to me that's not a hindrance. That's a bonus. That's a feature for this. No haptics in the mouse in the trackpad. Cool, I'm with it. I would love that. So that's not a detractor from this machine right here. The RAM. People talking about the 8 gigabytes of RAM. Who cares? I'm lying. I care. That's probably the only sore spot in this. But in all honesty, most people are going to buy we're always going to buy the baseline model of this, which would have been 8 gigabytes of RAM no matter what, right? Hardly anyone would have upgraded this thing past 8 gigabytes, even if they had the opportunity to upgrade it past 8 gigabytes. Am I wrong? Honestly, think about that. The people who you all out there, and a lot of you out there would probably buy this, but it wouldn't be for you. It would be for someone in your life, right? Aaron is an Apple fanboy, so he's going to buy it for himself. But most people, listen to this, are going to be buying this for someone else in their life, right? And those people in your life are not going to care about that. They're never going to think about how much RAM this thing has. 8 gigabytes is enough to run. I mean, the phone has more, right? But still. Actually, do the phones have more? I know the iPad has more. We checked that yesterday. I'm not sure if the phones have more, but still. The RAM, not a big deal for me for this thing. The screen, 500 nits. Okay, you won't be able to view this as well in direct sunlight. Who cares? Like, all of these things are like quality of life things, right? They're not. And I'm looking at the list I got here. All of these things I have on my list are quality of life things when you buy a laptop. They're not things that make or break a laptop. They're not. They're just not. The security, people crying about the security for the way you log onto the machine. Who gives a crap? The battery life is the only thing on my list that I can look at and say, okay, if you consider only having, let's see what the battery life is. Can we? Where's the compare button? Someone just mentioned, text specs. There we go. Oh, you gotta scroll down to get that tech specs. Oh, that was. What do we got here for battery? 16-hour video streaming, 11-hour wireless. That's all day battery to me. That's all day battery right there. 16 hours of video streaming, that's all day battery to me. So I don't even know what people are talking about for the battery. The hell, this thing is gonna kill. This thing is what a lot of people have been waiting for, honestly. And then chat, you throw in the military. Not well. I mean, I do get a military discount, but you throw in the student. You throw in the school, the education discount on this. It's $500. Go to the education store. $500. This thing is going to kill. This is exactly the updated version of the 12-inch MacBook. Nothing we were talking about the other day. Yeah, this is wife book. Yeah, right. Word. Like this is something you're gonna buy for somebody in your life. Honestly, for the most people watching this here, that's what this is gonna be. The biggest issue with that machine was the horrible keyboard and Intel CPU. Presumably, this solves both of those. Absolutely. Although Mitch, I got wind that there was an Intel Mac still on the market. I don't know what Mac. I don't. You know what? Let's do a check. I got wind that there was Macs that have Intel chips. Oz, next baby. Oh my God, Oz. Here you go. Good morning to you anyway, Oz. Even though you bust through the door with the next. You're still good money with us. Apple sold various Mac models with Intel processors, including the MacBook 2006, 2021, MacBook Air 2020, and iMac 2022, before transitioning to Apple Silicon in late 2020. So there's still Macs with Intel processors in them. I thought the last Intel Mac was the Mac Pro. No, there's a Mac out there with Intel inside. I don't know which one it is. Yeah, it's not the Mac Pro. It's something else. Could it be the iMac? He said, "Prove it." I'm looking for it now, bro. I'm looking for it now. There is a Mac that has Apple Silicon. I mean, Intel in it still. December 19, 2025. A Mac with Apple Silicon includes any Mac with M series chips. That doesn't make sense. I don't see it yet. I got wind of this. I heard it on a publication I was listening to early this morning, and I'm like, there's still Intel Macs out there. I wonder if it runs boot camp. We're gonna do more research on this. We're gonna do more research on this because I don't know which one it is. But I heard it on a podcast this morning, and I got to go back and listen to which. I was in the shower when I heard that, so I gotta go and find out which one it exactly is. But my question was, if there is still an Intel Mac on the market, A, I want to buy it first of all, and B, I wonder if it's still gonna run boot camp. My 2015 MacBook Pro still works better than a few newer PC laptops. Absolutely. Listen, I don't doubt that, Aaron. I don't doubt that. My most usable PC laptop was my 2009 MacBook Pro. My 2009 MacBook Pro lasted me like 4 years running boot camp, and it was my best PC. It was the best PC I ever had. The best. Never had any issues with that thing. All right, so moving on. What else we got here? We got the cinema display. And people are talking about the cinema display. I just want to make sure I say this though. it's financially irresponsible to buy a PC laptop with this $600 MacBook being on the market, especially if you're buying one for a student. Have them use their student credentials and get one for $500. If you're military, you get it for $500 as well. You know what I'm saying? Military education, okay, $500 for a MacBook. Stop playing. Go get that thing. The last with an Intel processor, the Mac Pro, was discontinued in June 2023, completing the transition in 3 years. Oh, okay. No doubt. I'm going to have to find out what the hell they were talking about. Maybe they were talking about an Intel MacBook that they already had, that they still own, and they were maybe comparing it against what they're talking about today. I'm going to have to find out. Thanks for that bit of research, Mitch. I appreciate that. Link to the Wikipedia article on live Discord. Okay, let's bring that up. Did that go there? Oh, it did. All right, Mac transition to Apple Silicon. The Mac transition to Apple Silicon was a process of switching the central processing unit of Apple's line of Mac computers from Intel's x86-64 processors to Apple-designed Apple Silicon ARM64 systems on a chip. Tim Cook announced 2-year transition plan. Apple Silicon June 2020. Okay. Yeah. They must have been referring to an older Mac. Yeah, they had to have been referring to an older Mac. I appreciate that, Mitch. It's financially irresponsible to buy a MacBook deal when you can buy a beautiful. Oh my God, Oz. Listen, I took that seriously, okay, for a long time until I saw that. Oh my God, I'm gonna start scanning these messages for next. It's financially irresponsible to buy a Next paper device, okay? That's another thing that's financially irresponsible. All right, let's move on, chat. We got what else we got here? We got Apple launching low cost. Okay, we already talked about that. I don't even know why that's on my list here. AI music tags from Apple. So we got more news from Apple. Let's talk about AI music tags and what the heck those things are. So, Music Business Worldwide via Mac Rumors is reporting that Apple is rolling out a voluntary. Oh, actually, you know what? My bad, chat. My bad. We got to go back to Apple. We're going to cut back to that story. I just saw one thing I didn't talk about that I wanted to talk about here. Where are the? We gotta get out of the education store first. There we go. All right, now, let's get to accessories. Let's get to. Can we get to monitors? Oh, monitors aren't under accessories, no doubt. Are the monitors under what? TV? Hell no, right? Nah, under Macs? Bang. Oh no, I clicked the wrong thing, chat. I don't want to see iMacs displays. There we go. Okay, so now, given my opinion about these displays, given on what I've learned so far. Again, way better deal than last year for the more expensive display. But people are crapping on the cheaper display. I like this display. If I bought one of these displays, it would be this one. And people are talking about we talked about the 120, the 60 hertz max that this has for refresh rate. It doesn't have the 120 that this thing over here has. Who cares? Like, legit, who cares? 60 hertz is what most of us are looking at right now. It's good enough. And if that's going to keep the price down, I'm happy with that. It still has all of the major stats that I care about in a monitor, especially for Apple monitor, right? Does it give us a chance? Okay, there we go. 600 nit brightness for inside, that's more than enough. You can get the nano texture glass. You won't need it. I mean, if you want a matte finish, you can get that. 12 megapixel center stage camera, comes with the camera, has the audio, has Thunderbolt 5 ports, USB-C ports. Like this thing, I mean, the only thing people can crap on about this monitor is that it doesn't have 120 hertz refresh rate. I don't care. I literally don't care. So I don't think a lot of people care about. Now, people who do care about that can always opt for the more expensive one, right? but like this is all I would want right here out of a Apple cinema display. Obviously it's more expensive than most displays you're going to see out there, but for the quality build and for the premium build they have and an all metal chassis, this is not bad. That's triple the price of a good Dell 4K display. Yeah, but this is 5K, bro. This is 5K, and it's gonna fit Apple's weird resolution format way better than that Dell. That's how Apple gets you. They do the proprietary resolution that doesn't format well with most 4K displays. You know what I'm saying? They got to do dumb stuff like do 5K. They got to do a 5K display just to throw everybody off. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing. An M3 MacBook Pro is still 1K. Yeah. My 4K Dell looks perfect with my MacBook. Ooh, which Dell do you have, Mitch? I'm interested in all Mitch's gear because Mitch has really nice gear. What do you got? Stop playing with him, no doubt. No doubt, Mitch. No doubt. I gotta put some respect on the name. No doubt. I'll put some respect on it. Let me see what you're working with. Throw it in the Discord chat, Mitch. Oh, okay. I see it. Never mind. You don't have to. I'll copy in this one. You got two of them? LG has a 5K, 2K, 5K, $2,000 display. Okay. That's not bad. Okay, Oz, no doubt. Is it metal though, Oz? Wait, and it's 2K? This one is not 2K. This one's only $1,600. See, Oz? Apple's coming with the price. Listen, they're making it almost impossible for you to buy anything else right now. Let's see what Mitch is working with over here. Let's see what Mitch is working with. Oh, they don't. What the hell? Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, Mitch. Oh, you know what, Mitch? Before I bought my 4K monitor, is this 5K? Oh, this is 4K. Let's find their 5K variant. Let's find the 5K variant here. Damn, they got 6K over here. Oof, prices went up. I got these for $500. Ooh. You got them for $500. Now they're going for like $700, $800. Listen, y'all. If you want a piece of tech right now, listen. Buy now. Don't wait. Because prices are the prices are not going to stop going up for a little while now. I don't know if you guys heard, but Western Digital not even selling new hard drives for the rest of 2026. They got nothing. Yeah, they got nothing. Oh, that ain't even the one. That ain't even the one. I don't know why when I put this in, I don't get just that monitor. Is this it? Is this 5K? It don't even say. It must be 5K. Listen, they don't even say if it's 5K or not. It's got to be 5K. I mean, I'm looking at the aesthetics. I don't know if I'd have chose this, Mitch. I don't know if I'd have chose it. I don't know, Mitch. I mean, I wouldn't have chose it because of the slanted base here. That seems a little weird to me. I feel you. I feel you on the color though, Mitch. I feel you on the color. Do a 4K and single ultra wide, no doubt. Bro, there's no bezels. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Mitch, like, bro, there's no bezels. Okay, that's worth something. I don't know. The base throws me off though, Mitch. Even though you'll never see the base, I'll never look at it. And I have them on monitor arms. Throw that base away, no doubt. Okay, then we have no problem then, Mitch. Mitch is like, I don't even use the base. They on arms. Okay, no doubt, Mitch. What was I thinking? What was I thinking here, Mitch? But yeah, I like those displays. I like the new Apple displays. I think that they're good. I think Apple's making all the right moves right now. They're making it hard not to be an Apple fanboy again. They really are. The LG is 45 inches. Ooh, that's not bad. I like a couple of LG. Let's see what LG has. I like a couple of LG monitors. Let's see, LG. We're gonna go with 27-inch, 5K. Ooh, now there's a base. Now there's a pedestal. Oh, okay. See this right here, Mitch? That right there, very Apple-esque. Matter of fact, they actually stole that design from Apple. So that's not Apple-esque. That's copying Apple right there. I like it though. I mean, I don't like it right there, but I like the simplicity of this. Yeah. The way it looks from the front. I like it. That's more my speed right there. Ooh, my bad. Chat, I wasn't even showing it. This is more my speed right here. This LG right here. See, this has a pedestal that I actually like. But like Mitch said, that hardly matters when you're throwing this on an arm. I do like it though. Still 6K. I mean, $2,000. To be honest with you, I'd rather spend the $1,600 for Apple's monitor. What kind of refresh rate we getting on this thing? And at 60 hertz too? Come on. Come on, chat. Look at this. This is one of the best monitors I would assume LG makes right here. It's $400 then over what Apple charges for this thing right here. And it's got the same refresh rate. I mean, I think this is 6K, but still. I'll take that. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad, chat. I'd rock with that. I'm feeling really comfortable about the way Apple is pricing their devices right now. Like, it's really noteworthy, the pricing in this climate. The pricing is really good in this climate. I'm not gonna hold you. Apple, they could charge more for this thing, and people wouldn't bat an eye at it. So I think that's cool. All right, now we can go on, chat. Now we can go on to our next story here. I think we're done with our Apple talk. What do we got here in the chat? Are you still buying the Boox Note Max? I don't know. Panels. I've been saying I want it for a long time, but the Goat 10.3 has been serving me well for a long time, and I don't really feel the need to buy the Max, to be honest with you. If they came out with an EMR tablet color that size, I would buy that because that would give me more room to sketch. But I don't do any sketching on the Goat 10.3. I do all my sketching on the Note Air 5C. I would love a bigger one of those though. I would love a bigger one of those. And the Note Max has been out so long, it makes me think, okay, maybe you should wait for the next one. But considering, again, the great ramification that's going on, we may be waiting a long time for the next Note Air Max. I mean, the Note Max. Note Max 2, if that's what it's going to be called. So I don't know. It's a good question. That's a good question. I'm not sure. It's really a hard decision right now with everything that's going on. I would normally be waiting for number 2. But seeing how number 2 might not come, I may have to pull the trigger on one. But again, I mean, I'm thinking like, what would I use the extra real estate on the Note Max for if not drawing? Because I would not draw on a tablet when I have one that has color. So it's just a big 10.3, right, Aaron? I didn't buy the Note Max because I didn't see a need for it. Yeah, and the same here. Now, in a world where I wanted to get it just to review it, I started to think to myself, how much more can I say about this than I haven't said about the Go 10.3 since they're so similar? The only big difference is size and maybe the speed, right? Unless I needed it, I'd be talking about speed improvements. You know what I'm saying? And when you're talking about eInk, that speed is not something people are like gung ho about. As long as it's responsive, people are like, oh, I need the fastest processor. I need the max amount of RAM. In eInk, you're kind of like, does it work? Yeah, okay, well, I'm good. And you know what proves that rule? The Remarkable products prove that rule. They've been the slowest things on the market forever. They've never been the fastest. But guess what? They're the ones who sell the most products. There's way more Remarkables in the wild than there are Boox products. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it felt like the same device title when I reviewed it. Yeah. It's just I don't know. For me, it's like I'd be saying the same things over and over again with that thing. Big is good. I mean, I like bigger though. I'm not gonna hold you. I like big. And for people who are out there with the Note Max, I know it's probably a better experience than what I'm having with the Go 10.3. Ignorance is bliss though. Okay, ignorance is bliss. Let's go to the next thing we got here. What do we got? Okay, so Apple working on AI music tagging system. Let's see what this is all about here. I mean, Apple's big enough in the music space, right? We should care about this. Music Business Worldwide via Mac Rumors is reporting that Apple is rolling out a voluntary metadata system for identifying AI-generated content on Apple Music called Transparency Tags. Introduced by Apple in a newsletter sent to music industry partners, Transparency Tag is, quote unquote, a system of disclosure labels that record that record labels and music distributors can begin to apply to content delivered to Apple Music immediately and will be required to use when delivering new content in the future. According to Music Business Worldwide, the tagging system covers artwork, tracks, composition elements such as lyrics and music videos. The publication quotes Apple's newsletter as explaining it as it views transparency tags as part of an initial effort towards giving the music industry what it needs to develop AI policies. Now, this is big in the context of Gemini just releasing their music creation tool, or Google releasing their music creation tool inside of Gemini Pro 3.1. I haven't tried it yet. I've been itching to try it, but I haven't gotten around to doing it yet. If anybody out there has tried it, let me know. But with music generation tools like what Google has just released and all the other music generation tools like Sonos is releasing as well, this may become super valid and needed really soon. When people start creating good music with these tools and start uploading them as their own music, this will be a way to identify those tracks as AI generated, right? And I think that's good. I think we need to know what's AI generated. I think AI generated content should be tagged. All of it. Music, video, pictures, anything created with AI should be tagged as AI, so we as an audience know what we're looking at. Now, if you're like me and you've seen enough AI slop to know what AI slop looks like as soon as you see it, then you can kind of you can maneuver the landscape in a better way. But a lot of people either don't see it how I see it, or see it enough to know the difference between enough of it that they can be fooled with this AI stuff, right? Yeah. I definitely think that this is needed in the industry, and it's coming from Apple of all places, right? But they are a tech company, so if anyone has the chops to do it, it'd be them. They have some skin in the game in the music industry. They're huge Apple's huge in the music industry. So I guess if it were going to come from someone, I'd probably rather it come from a tech company. And Apple's picked up the torch, so I appreciate that. Al says, Panos Panay says, you only need the Kindle Color. Oh, boy. Panos Panay. I love that someone in here is called Panos Panay. Panos Panay. Panos Panay. Okay, all right. I already have the Kindle Color. It's right here, actually. I was using it this morning. Oh, I have it right here. I was using it this morning. And yeah, I bought this thing partially based off my relationship with Panos Panay. Does he know me? No. Do I know him? Not really. But we're buddies. You know what I'm saying? We're buddies. We cool with each other, you know what I'm saying? Aaron says, I'm just waiting on Rod to sell his Remarkable Paper Pro, LOL. Oh, I got to post this thing. I'm definitely selling that Remarkable Paper Pro. That thing is definitely happening. Okay, so on to our next little story here we have. And I appreciate you guys for being here today. Today was a rough start for me, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it. OpenAI's AI coding app finally comes to Windows. Is this big? It felt like big news when I saw it, but now that I'm looking at it for the third time, I'm like, we'll talk about it anyway. Roughly a month after releasing its Codex desktop app for Mac, OpenAI has unleashed a native version of Windows for Windows, perfect for letting Windows users try their hand at coding programs and services with prompts. Listen, Anthropic is killing in this space. If you haven't tried Anthropic's coding app, after you try this, let me know what you think. Like Anthropic's Claude Code app, which is the app I was just talking about, and Google's Anti-Gravity. I never saw Anti-Gravity. I guess it is. I don't know. I never saw Anti-Gravity as just a coding app, but yeah, I guess it is. OpenAI's Codex lets you code with AI agents that can run in parallel, allowing you to direct multiple programming tasks simultaneously. Codex was originally released as an open source command line tool last April before the macOS native desktop app landed in early February. Windows users had to wait a few more weeks for their own Codex version, but it is finally here. So what is Codex? Think of it as a workspace for AI agents who code for you based on your prompts, with the agents powered by specialized versions of ChatGPT. Just tee up an existing coding project or an empty directory in Codex, and you can start coding with natural language prompts. Anything from list the contents of this directory to make me an app that transcribes the recorded speech into audio files. That's pretty impressive. Aside from writing specific lines of code, Codex is an AI agent that can plan out their actions before actually performing them, thinking through complex code projects and offering detailed roadmaps that you can tweak and comment on before you give the final go-ahead. Before setting your Codex AI agents loose, you can choose their level of autonomy as well. On one end of the spectrum, you can make them come back for approval before every command. On the other end of the spectrum, you can take your hands off the wheel entirely and let the code, although doing so can be both unpredictable and expensive. Let's try that again. On the other hand, you can take your hands off the wheel and let them code, although doing so can be both unpredictable and expensive. I don't know why they say expensive. That's interesting. Maybe token-wise, it's just using up tokens at will. Maybe that's what it is. Like Claude Code and Anti-Gravity, OpenAI's Codex is free to use and works with free ChatGPT accounts, but you will have to contend with strict usage quotas. Even with paid ChatGPT Plus, which is $20 a month, and Pro, which is $200 a month, your Codex allowance may quickly run out given the rate at which AI coding agents burn through tokens. And I think that's why they said it could be expensive, because these things will just, they're token ignorant. They're like, token, what the hell is that, bro? We're just doing work here. You're like, yeah, but I only have 10 tokens for the day, and you just used all 10 in 2 seconds. So could you be aware of that? The AI doesn't care. It doesn't care at all. All right. What do we got in the chat here? Or just send it. Okay. Send it to me with an, or no, there we go. I got you. It's going to be in the mail by the weekend, Aaron. Got you. Because I really don't. I'd rather it be in the hands of somebody who's going to use it. All right. Last thing we got up here is going to be Netflix. Now, we talked about this yesterday, and I think Mitch might have called out the fact that they're not yesterday, day before yesterday. I think Mitch might have called out the fact that that Netflix is walking away with a pretty hefty chunk of change if the deal falls through, and that actually happened, and they did walk away with their chunk of change. Let's talk about it. Netflix is no longer contemplating a future that includes Warner Brothers Discovery, having ceded the heated M&A battle to Paramount Skydance. Netflix CFO Spence Neumann, speaking Wednesday at the Morgan Stanley Technology, Media and Telecom Conference, reiterated the company's position that it bailed out of the bidding of Warner Brothers because Paramount increased its price offer. All right. The short answer is it was all about price, Neumann said. He said all along this opportunity was a nice to have at the right price, not a must have at any price, which I've seen them echo in a lot of other publications, echoing Netflix CEO Ted Sarandos' previous statement. Now we move forward, and we move forward with $2.8 billion in our pocket that we didn't have a few weeks ago, said Neumann, referring to the breakup fee it received from Paramount Skydance. I mean, what's the perfect mic drop to this? Like, cool, y'all didn't take our offer, but we got 2.8 million. Who good? And I totally agree with them. Warner Brothers was not a must-have for Netflix. They're killing it right now with their current IPs. This would have been nice to have, like they said, but not a must-have. And I totally agree with that sentiment, as I did with the first time I heard that sentiment. So moving on from that. All right, everyone, that's going to be all the tech news, and we're going to move on to our eInk segment. Is really just our Reddit segment now until real eInk news happens, but we're going to go to it. We're going to. Okay, all right. What do we got here on the eInk front and Reddit? What does Reddit have for us today? Oh, Reddit has some stuff for us. Let's see. All right, e-newspaper. Now, this is cool to me. Did I already have this? No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't. Okay, we'll go back to that. All right, so e-newspaper. So I thought this was cool because it's showing a Remarkable Paper Pro seemingly with a non-yellow screen, because it doesn't look yellow. It looks like the screen matches the bezel, right? Am I wrong in that, chat? This is what I like to use eInk for. Newspaper reading, article reading. It's perfect for stuff like this. What are your thoughts on the Scribe Colorsoft workspace? Do you think it added enough for organization? Ooh, I'll have to take a look at that. Take a look at that, Aaron. I don't like anything on the Scribe the Kindle Scribe, other than how good the screen looks. Everything else to me is like up in the air. I could take it or leave it. But if they got something new there, I'll check that out, because I haven't checked out the new workspace yet. We may have to look at that. The new workspace. Ooh, do we have? Oh boy. Can I go back? Oh, you can't. Oh, there we go. Right, now I can go back. Okay. I'm going to take a look at that workspace. Is it new? No, there's nothing new here, I don't think, Aaron. What about your thoughts on the Scribe Colorsoft workspace? Do you think it added enough for organization? No, I don't think they added enough for organization on the workspace, Aaron. I mean, that workspace is just a notebook app, right? People need to just start calling things what they are. You know what I'm saying? But it's the notebook app, and the notebook app on there they need more tools. They just need more tools. The organization that they let you create folders and the file management is okay, but they need more tools. Well, it's new from the older version. Oh, okay. I never saw the older version of it, unless they updated the actual Scribe that I have now, which I don't think happened, because it looks exactly the same. But I do like this Remarkable Paper Pro here. Like I said, it looks like it's one of the I used to say newer screens, but it looks like there's just a lottery going on at Remarkable. You could get a yellow screen, you could get a white screen. It just depends. Okay. I think they get screens right, and they're like processors, right? And, like when you see the new MacBooks, right? And you see that they have the MacBook Max and the Ultra and stuff like that. A lot of the time, they're categorizing these chips based on how they came out of the fabricator, right? The process is not perfect. You may be going for a certain clock speed with a processor when they're being fabricated. The process may not hit that speed every time, right? Which leads to classifications and tiering of processors. So the ones that hit that mark, they're in the top tier. The ones who didn't hit that mark, they're in this other tier that you will label as such, that you're going to sell for cheaper. It's not that you're not going to sell them because they've been made and you've paid for them. It's like tolerances, right? And dimensions. You want to hit, like for me, I want to hit a 0.9 millimeter diameter for my tubes. The tolerance is when I order these things, when I order my crystal nibs, I have to give tolerances. Like, okay, I want it to be 0.7, but for tolerances, because they're not all going to be 0.7, I say, can we get them to within plus or minus 0.02 millimeters, right? If they can give me that at a decent price, then I'm good. But that means that every rod and every crystal nib that I get is not going to be the same exact size. The majority of them will be with the size that I want, but there will be some that'll be a slightly bigger, slightly smaller, right? Same with processors. When that happens, though, they typically lower the price of processors that don't hit the mark that they set out for when they're being fabricated. I feel like the same thing's happening with remarkable screens. The eInk Corporation is sending Remarkable these screens, or however it's happening, but they can't hit that mark on clarity and contrast with every one that comes off the press. So Remarkable just says, we'll take all of them, right? And we'll use all of them. It's just some of our customers are going to have to deal with a far less pristine product. It's going to be a yellow screen versus the screen that we have that matches the color of the bezels. That's what I believe is happening with the Remarkable screens right now. It's a lottery only in that they're getting sent these screens that some of them hit the mark that they set, some of them don't hit the mark, but they're selling them all, and they're saying, hey, some of our customers are going to have to deal with screens that just aren't pristine, and they're okay with that. I clearly got one that wasn't pristine because mine is yellow. But as far as the remove go, I got a remove screen that was pristine because it's not yellow at all. It matches the color of the border. I got lucky in that situation. So I think that's what's happening with Remarkable and these screens here. But I do like this picture here with them showing someone reading a newspaper, and that's what I use these things for. That's the perfect use case for me, for eInk devices. What else we got here? An example of eInk being used in Sydney for, it looks like a bus schedule. I like this. During the day, I normally find I manage to make a photo of the evening. There's no front light, but there are a couple of street lights which give almost enough light to make this screen readable. Almost. I think this screen is readable. What are you talking about, bro? That's totally readable. And if you think about it, I'm like, that looks like a bus schedule to me. And I could be wrong. But I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, bro, are your bus schedules at your bus stop lit up on a normal basis? Hell no. I've taken the bus enough to know that these bus schedules that are out there that let you know when the bus is coming, they're not lit up. They aren't LCD panels that are lit to show you. No, they're usually posters with no lighting on them. You see them during the day, but if you want to see them during the night, you got to have your cell phone with you. This is no different. So I don't mind this. I don't mind that. I like that, actually. Anyone using the Go 10.3 e-reader for daily reading, studying, thinking about the Boox Go 10.3, but worried about the size. If you're worried about the size, don't be. We just got done talking about this. The Go 10.3 is big and plenty big enough. What are we talking about? Are you trying to go for the max here? Stop playing. Get the Go 10.3 first. If you feel like you need more space, then get the max. You might find that you save yourself some money and some space in your bag. Okay. Try that first. Let's see what that does. Shortened tip on Lamy Safari Vista EMR pen. All right, let me help this person out here. Where's mine? Now, if this happens to you, oh, there we go. All right, now, if that happens to you, let me show you how to fix this. If your Safari Vista, there we go. If your Safari Vista pen tip gets pushed in, and it could happen because it's on a spring. Can we? Oh boy, how can I demonstrate this? Oh, we'll use my 3D printing glove box. So you can see here, you can press this in. Oh, that you can't even see that. That doesn't even compute. You can press this in though. The nib can be pressed in. And if sometimes when you press it in, it can get stuck in there like this. That's happened to me. If that happens, just find something soft. Okay, we're gonna use our 3D printing glove box here, and just push down on it. And so you can actuate the spring. Once you actuate the spring a few times, it should pop out. And you'll be good to go. That's happened to my pen a couple times. Now it doesn't happen at all. It happens because whatever metal they have that or whatever contact surface they have for the spring, it gets stuck. sometimes. The contact surface gets stuck, and all you have to do is move it a few times, and it'll become unstuck, and then it shouldn't get stuck in that position again. But that's how you fix that. So we're helping people today. We're helping people with their short and lambie tips. Let's see what if someone said. I would try a few things. First, reach out to the service team. Now, you don't need to reach out to the service team, but that ceramic tip is super fragile. I had the hard metal too. The first one was defective. They sent me a replacement of the refill for free. Then I dropped it too many times and I guess because the tip cracked, no longer holding the nib securely, creating wiggle room, thus broken. So I got the clicky pen as the refill was out of stock. I also got the Wacom 1 as a backup. I prefer the ceramic and use that the most, but the clicky pen, although seems cheaper, was cheaper. The encasement of the ceramic nib I felt was made more secure, better, as I've had zero problems with it. Well, that was tough to read. I couldn't keep going. But I don't see the clicky pen as being better. They all hold the nibs the same way, and they all hold them with a metal shaft. The plastic surrounding that metal shaft may be different in a couple of different ways, but they all are the same in that respect. So I hope that helps whoever has a problem with their Vista. Just press it down on the table a few times. Let the spring actuate, and your nib will pop back out for you. You'll be good. You'll be good to go. We're still going. Jay, how's it going? Jay, we started mad late today. I couldn't get started at 10. I got started at like 11 today. A little past 11. Well, glad you could join us, though. Appreciate you being here. Having trouble with the eInk screen causing strain and inflammation. What the hell? I saw this and was like, why would eInk cause inflammation? Let's get into it. About 3 months ago, I bought a Daysung paper-like color Revo because I am sensitive to the blue light emitted by traditional screens. Everything was going great. I could view multiple multimedia content and work without experiencing any discomfort. It was wonderful. However, a few weeks ago, I started experiencing a lot of stress at work. One day, 2 hours after using the screen, I felt tension and pressure at the back of my nose. Now I feel uncomfortable using any eInk screen. I have a Daysung and Onyx Boox Go Color and a Kindle, and I feel tension building up in that area, which eventually gives me a slight migraine. This happens especially when the screen flashes. Okay. What? Maybe the flashing is what's causing it. Could you give me some advice? Well, you need to adjust the refresh rate on the screen. Essentially, that's what it sounds like to me. I'm also going to be forever mad that Apple isn't giving us another SKU of that Neo with 16 gigabytes more of RAM. I think the reason they won't do that is what me and Mitch were talking about yesterday, Jay, is because of the limitations of the A series chips. They might be limited to just 8 gigabytes of RAM. The click pen feels better when writing. I love the click pen, Aaron. I love the click pen. The click pen feels good, but I don't think it's any sturdier than the heart of metal. Although it might be more sturdier than the heart of metal when you consider the heart of metal is just so much heavier. So when it falls, it's going to fall with way more force, which could cause more damage, right? And the click pen is plastic, so when it falls, it doesn't fall with that much force, so it gets damaged a lot less, in my opinion. Why do I have all these scratches on my desk? I'm getting scratches on my desk that I didn't even know was there. I got a scratch on my Note Air 5C that I didn't know was there till yesterday, too. I'm like, why am I scratching everything? And on my printer, too. I got a big scratch on my printer. I'm like, how the hell are all these scratches happening? There's an iPhone with 12 gigabytes. Which one? The newer one? Because that would be a newer chip. Let me know, Jay. If it's the A19, possibly. But I think the A18 is what they're using in the Neo, which is an older chip than they're using in newer phones. Jay says, I want 16 gigs of RAM. I hear you, bro. I hear you. Do these apps work well on Nomad? I finally tried Nomad yesterday, and I'm in love with the writing. I've a Remarkable Pro and wanted another writing tablet that's smaller. Can anyone chime in whether these can be sideloaded to Nomad? Ibby, Kindle, Kobo, Chrome. Can you sideload to the Nomad? What do we know about this? I've never tried sideloading to the Nomad. I've never tried sideloading for any eInk device I have, so I wouldn't even know about this. I'm new to the Nomad as well. Can't speak to side loading, but Kindle is an organic option for download, and I have it on mine. Yeah. Kindle comes pre-installed. Kobo and Libby can be side loaded. Okay, so there's side loading. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need a better reading app for the Nomad if you get any Supernote device. It's not a really good reading app on that device in my opinion. So you're gonna need something that's better than what they offer if you're gonna be reading on it. And I guess side loading is an option. Is the best option. Please remarkable. What is this? I made this mock-up showcasing how a selector with more than 2 pins could work. What do we think? More pin selections would be cool, but I've never thought to myself, oh, I need more than this. I think you can put up to 5 on your Boox product, right? I think Boox scale theirs up to 5 selectable pins. And you can select the same one at different widths too, which is kind of cool. I like that. Moving on, we got the end of post PC era. Absolutely. The release of the MacBook Neo is proof of the failure of Apple's post PC project. With this many-year attempt to turn the iPad into a new kind of laptop, finally Apple realized that the people actually need is affordable machine with OS 10 and the familiar laptop form factor. Like I said, Amy keeps her iPad in a freaking keyboard case. So it's essentially turning the iPad into a laptop. She could have just bought a MacBook Pro or a MacBook. For real. Although I'm not sure, I believe that's a limitation of the memory controller. Okay. I have never used more than 1 pin selector at a time. I mean, I use 2 for the Nomad and for the Remarkable. But, I mean, I don't really see me needing more than that, honestly, Aaron. I don't agree with this. I still think there's room for a iPad operating system that can do more, right? So I thought this was interesting, but I don't agree with this the end of the post PC era. Yeah, I don't see that. I see there's room for both right now. Love-hate relationship with my printer. It keeps producing this film when printing. Okay, you know why? You're letting UV light into your spot, bro. Scale down on the UV light. Put your case back on your 3D printer, okay, and you'll be okay. For everybody out there printing without the case on your 3D printer, stop. I know it looks cool. You want to watch it, and you can't with the case on there. Sometimes it gets, especially if you want to record it. I get it. I understand. Just don't, though. You end up with things like that. Moving on. Remark is remarkable to calendar. Okay, I wanted to research this, so we're not going to go into that. I'm going to research more on that particular topic right there. Dr. Ling says, coworker started an inadvertent meeting. What'd I miss? Nothing at all. We literally just ended our Apple talk and we went on to eInk stuff from Reddit. And that was nothing big on Reddit. It was, you didn't miss any big news, Dr. Ling. You didn't miss any big news. And with that, I think we're going to end the show today, chat. That is going to be the end of the show. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Again, I got started late today, and I appreciate you guys for even being here. And I appreciate the support for a late live stream. I wasn't feeling good this morning at all. I laid down to try to feel a little bit better, and just it woke up and it was like, oh my God. I felt terrible this morning though, you guys. So I would not have been able to do the show this morning when I was trying to anyway. Something was going on with my head and stomach. It wasn't good, but I woke up feeling a lot better. Again, Rants About Tech, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. We got started late today, so apologize for that. But if you're interested in that kind of show, join us. We'd love to have you. Talk about tech news, talk about eInk news, talk about random stuff along the way. And if you're interested in that kind of thing, join us when we have the live stream, like I said, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever. Thanks to the Tacker for being here. We got Jay, we got Dr. Ling, we got Aaron. And thanks for Aaron for pushing me to do the show today. Without Aaron being like, do the show, bro, I probably would have done the show. I probably would be like, okay, I'll just pick it up tomorrow. Thanks to Oz for being here. Thanks to Mitch. Thanks to... We got Panos Panay in the building. Thanks to Panos Panay as well. If I didn't get to you, I'll get to you next time. I really appreciate you guys for being here. If I don't talk to you before then, I will see you all tomorrow on Friday. We made it to the end of the week, you guys. Hopefully we'll make it to the end of the week. All right. Thanks you guys for joining me. I will see you all then. Till then. Take care and peace. Agreed, Jay. Agreed. Don't think Apple and Neo is failure of the iPad product model. Agreed. I don't think so either. I think that's what that person was saying in that article. I don't agree with that. Instead, it's proof Apple was right to move to ARM for their chips. It lets them add more flexibility to their product line. Absolutely. Thanks, Shink. I appreciate the the great show. All right, you guys. Till next time.